welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my favorite under eye concealers and my favorite under eye powders to set after you've the concealer. However, before I start off, I need to say a big thank you to all of you guys for all of your awesome comments, and everybody has started to subscribe to my channel. Like, my numbers have gone up and I've only been on YouTube for a couple of weeks, and that is so amazing, guys. I can't thank you enough for those of you that have showed interest, because be honest with you, I was super nervous, like hella nervous, y'all, to put out a YouTube video because there's so many YouTubers out there, so many people talking about the same thing, and then you put me in the mix. I'm just a regular girl from the block, like, you know, who's gonna watch me? But obviously you guys have shown some interest, and I think that's awesome. So thank you so much, and please continue to comment and give me your feedback. I want to know what you guys want to see, what you're interested in, and just hearing, you know, that you like my channel. One of my subscribers said, you know what, I love your videos because you are not a chatty Cathy. And I thought that was awesome, because I'm not good at being a chatty Cathy. I don't like to chat people's ear off, especially when you're interested in seeing what I'm going to talk about. So, you know what, you'll get a little intro from me and then I'll dive into it. So that I thought was an awesome feedback. So, you know what, give the people what they want. Stop wasting and talking their ear off about useless crap. So here we go. With that being said, let's take a look at all the concealers. So let's start off with my holy grail. You guys have seen this in my Ride or Dies video. If you haven't, go check it out. All the links are down below. All my videos are there. Is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Flawless Concealer. Looks like this. We all know Estee Lauder has awesome packaging, gold packaging. My shade is 09 Warm Medium. Looks like this. And it's got a doe foot applicator. And for those that are new, that are tuning in, my zoom on my camera doesn't zoom the best, so I hope you guys can see this, but if not, I always leave the information in my description bar. So with this concealer, it lasts all day and then some. Like the Double Wear Foundation, it's exactly the same effect, but in a concealer form. This doesn't budge, it sets quickly, and you don't really need a setting powder unless you get a lot of creases under the eye. You can set it, but this is amazing. If you're those type of people that like to have that highlighted effect under your eye, going strong all day, this is what you need. It doesn't budge. I look highlighted all day, and it's just amazing. And you can get it at the Estee Lauder counter, Sephora, or at Shoppers Drug Mart, and I'll leave the link down below. I think it's about $28, $30, but well worth it, and it lasts a long time. The next concealer I talked about before in one of my videos is the Kat Von D Lock-It Cream Concealer. Looks like this. My shade is M27 Warm. Again, another doe foot applicator. Looks like this. This concealer, y'all, hella pigmented. Hella pigmented. So is the Estee Lauder one. You only need a little bit. And this one sets quickly and lasts all day as well. So both of these have great lasting effect. And you know Kat Von D, she doesn't mess around with her products. She gets those things hella pigmented, like her eyeshadows, everything. You don't need a lot, and it makes you look beat. So this is a great under eye concealer as well. Just don't use a lot, because it's only a little bit is all you need. The next is a drugstore one. It's the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Corrector and Concealer in One. Looks like this. And again, doe foot applicator. And my shade in this is medium. This is a beautiful concealer because it's very, it molds with your skin. It's, you know, medium coverage. The Kat Von D and Estee Lauder ones, full, medium to full, depends how much you put it on. This one, it gels with your skin. It leaves a natural satin finish. However, I find that this doesn't last as long throughout the day. Like after, you know, an 8-hour, your under eye highlighted look kind of fades. But it's really nice, easy to work with, really creamy. It's nice. It's a very natural finish, whereas the other concealers I mentioned, you can look really, really highlighted with those if you build it up. This one you might need about 1 to 2 layers if you really want that highlighted effect, but it's really nice, especially for those days you're just, you know, going to work or school and you don't want to look ultra beat. You can throw one later on and you're good to go. The next one is the Nars, and I've got 2 Nars, one, and I showed you guys this in my Ride or Die. It's the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I've got medium 2 Ginger and medium 1 Custard. So I've got a small one in the custard, and this is the ginger. And again, another doe foot applicator looks like this. Really, really great. You know, Nars is a great brand. Super, super creamy, super pigmented, and it lasts very well throughout the day. However, I find this creases easily on me than the other ones. I don't know, because I guess it's ultra creamy, but if you set this, you'll be fine. Just have a good under eye setting powder and you'll be good. It lasts throughout the day. They have so many range of colors and you'll be awesome. It's worth the price. I think, oh, is this in the 30s maybe? Nars, you know, Nars is about up there with the price, but definitely worth the money. I have 4 MAC concealers. The first one is the Conceal and Correct Duo. So you've got the corrector on this side and then the brightener on this side. So this side, it's Burnt Coral is this one, and then the yellow one is Rich Yellow. I don't use this one to brighten because I use other concealers, but I definitely use the Burnt Orange or Burnt Coral to correct. So I've got little dark spots just in the inner corner of my eye, so I just put a swipe there and blend it out and put my concealer on top of there. So again, you've got your doe foot applicator, and it's kind of like an orangey color. Great for medium, deep skin tones, and they've got another shade darker for darker skin tones, and there's a shade, you know, MAC, shades for everyone, and this is a great brightener and corrector duo. I will buy this over and over again, and MAC is awesome. The other MAC I have is the Prep and Prime highlighter, and this is in Bright Forecast. It's their twist up pen. Looks like this. It's got a brush on this side, and this is awesome. You can wear this alone, or you can pair it with a concealer if you want a really highlighted effect. This is great. However, when using this alone, I find that it doesn't last throughout the day. I find that it fades and you just don't look as bright or highlighted under the eye. It's kind of like, you know, if you wanted to brighten with the Maybelline Better Skin. But this is good to pair, or if it's a weekend and you're just going to run errands and you just want to have a highlighted effect, you can use this. MAC's really great with their products. I love it. They've got a couple shades. Bright Forecast is good for those with medium to deep skin tones, and I've seen people with deeper skin tones use this, and this looks beautiful on their skin because it gives them that bright-eyed awake effect. So this is awesome. And the other two I have, or other three I should say, the other MAC ones are the Prolong Wear concealers. I would love to see this in a doe foot applicator. Like, how awesome would this be if this was in a doe foot applicator? So you know what, you guys, write into MAC and tell them to change this into a doe foot applicator, because this is awesome. Long wearing, ultra pigmented, hides everything. You can use this for spots on your face and under your eye, minimal creasing. And my colors that I have is NW30 and NW35 because I like me a highlighted effect under the eyes. But these bottles last you forever. Because you don't need a lot, it lasts you forever. And I've had these bottles for a while because they come with 9 milliliters, so 0.30 fluid ounce. But they've got shades for everyone. It's awesome. I've even used this for just foundation because, you know, Prolong Wear, budge proof, lasts all day, and you look flawless. So that's another good buy. And the last concealer that I have is the Giorgio Armani High Precision Retouch. Looks like this, and it states the color here. The color I have is number 4. Nice concealer, gives you a beautiful bright-eyed under effect that's very natural. However, I have a damn problem with this doe foot. It's a little brush, pointed brush. Like, look how small that is. Can you guys see that? I don't know, but look how tiny that is. Like, that is smaller than a nail polish brush. It takes me forever to really highlight under my eyes. Like, really, Giorgio Armani? Really? Look how tiny that thing is. And for the price, I think this concealer is like 35 bucks or whatever. But that's brutal. Like, and that's why I don't reach for it often. It's just crazy. And, you know, the hole in the container is not that big, so it's not like I can go in there with another brush. So I'm in there maybe wasting 5 minutes on the eye just to brush the damn concealer on. Epic fail. But other than that, Giorgio Armani, the product is good. High price, but come on, guys. You need to change the brush. That is just foolery. Oh, I forgot I had another one. This is the e.l.f. Complete Coverage Concealer Palette. And the colors look like this. You know, it goes from light to dark. And however, they're not super dark. The dark shade doesn't do anything for me. It's not dark enough to contour, but I have used the lighter shades to highlight under my eyes. And this palette is really nice. The pigment on these concealers are super pigmented, and there's minimal creasing, and it looks beautiful under the eye. I don't really reach for it a lot because I don't really conceal under the eyes with cream, because cream stuff move, the products move and shift, and you got to set them, and no matter when you set, they still move. So I don't reach for this a lot, but sometimes I'll layer it maybe with a long wearing liquid concealer, and then I'm good to go. But this is nice, super cheap. I think this is like $3 and you get like 4 colors. But you know, e.l.f., super affordable. If you guys haven't checked out e.l.f. before, definitely check them out. You can find them at Target or online. And the last concealer I didn't bring with me is the Studio Finish Concealer by MAC, the ones in the pot. I can show you guys that in another video, but if you don't know what it is, I'll leave the name down below and you can check it out. I use that to precise my brow, and if you haven't seen my brow video, go see it. I show it in there, and that's what gives me my precision on my brows, and that's awesome to clean up. And I know some people use it under the eyes as well, so that's nice. So moving on to powders to set your concealer under the eye. I've got a couple, my favorites. The first one I have is the YSL Souffle d'Eclat. Is that how you're saying? D'Eclat? I don't know. I don't speak French. It looks like this, and you know, YSL, gold packaging, pretty awesome. And I've got the shade number 3, and it's like a yellowish tint to it. This is beautiful, y'all. Beautiful. And I don't use it a lot because it's expensive. This powder costs $63 or whatever the case may be. So I don't reach for it a lot because I don't want to buy another one anytime soon, so I savor it. But this is beautiful. It's got like slight, very slight shimmers in it that gives you a nice, beautiful, bright-eyed look. So if you want to invest and fork out the dough, feel free, because it's a good investment, but there's others out there for cheaper, and I'm going to show you. My favorite under eye powder right now is the Balsamic Brightening Vanilla Powder, and I've showed you guys this in my Ride or Die. It looks like this. You can find this at Sephora, and it's a translucent powder, and this is the yellowish tone, and this is what I have on today, and it highlights under my eyes really beautiful. Helps with creasing. I think this is 23 bucks. This is awesome. This has actually kicked Laura Mercier powder out of my lineup because I just like the bright eye effect. So I use this, and sometimes I'll resort to the Laura Mercier, which is this one. I'll show you. I've got 2 of the Laura Mercier powders. This one is the loose setting translucent powder. Everybody talks about it. Everybody uses it. It is awesome. And I also have the ones specifically for under of the eye. This is the Secret Brightening Powder. And the difference between the two is the Secret Brightening Powder has little particles and it's white. So if you put on too much, you will get flashback like you wouldn't believe in your picture, and you will look hella bright under the eye, like boom. You only need just a touch. So if you use this, dip your brush in and then wipe off the excess, just a tiny bit. But this stuff helps with creasing. When I use this, I get next to no creasing. So what I'll do is I'll use a little bit of this first, and then I'll go in with the Balsamic as my highlighting powder. This one's just to help with the creasing, so I'll just put it right where I crease, and that's it, nowhere else. This one I use to set right under the eyes everywhere, like way down here. So these two paired are awesome. And the Laura Mercier translucent powder looks like this. This is what everybody uses to set under the eye. Your T-zone, helps with oil control, brightening effect. It's awesome. Can't go wrong with Laura Mercier products. They're really good. But just if you get this one, the brightening powder, be ultra careful not to use too much because you will look too bright, and especially in your photos. If you're out at the club and you know the lights are in the clubs when it's dark and your pictures come out like white cast and crazy, this will show up. So just bare minimums. And other than that, that's all the stuff I have for this video. And in my next video, I will show you some more maybe setting powders for my face. And then in my next videos coming up, I will show you guys how I get this face together. So with that being said, comment, share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.